a reading star? Okay, this first one we've talked about a lot, and it's very important if you want to sound like a reading star. You need to be able to scoop up lots of words. Okay, we don't want to read where we sound like a robot like this because this is not how we really talk to each other. That is not very pleasant to listen to. I don't think that would be a reading star to be very, very choppy. So what you want to do is practice scooping up lots of words at a time to sound like a reading star. Okay, we have talked about this as well, this next one. Look out for clues like dialogue tags. So you see these quotation marks, that tells you that character is talking. So a really important thing that you need to do is figure out how to change your voice to sound like those characters. That would sound like a reading star. Oh, yes. So you definitely want to match the characters. You've got to look for these little dialogue tags called quotation marks and then change your voice to match them. Okay, another really important thing we've talked about is showing feelings when you're reading. So if you know a character is really, really angry, you're going to want to change your voice to sound so angry. If you know that they're really sad, you want to change your voice to sound really sad, like the character. So you want your voice to match their feelings so that as a listener, I can really get an idea of how that character's feeling as they're speaking. So we've talked about all of these things, but some of them we've talked a little more about than others. Okay. And so another part is in some books, it's really important how slow or how fast you read it. So you're going to want to read some parts in a book really slow, especially if it's kind of suspenseful and making people wonder, or maybe it's like where they're trying to be sneaky and slow and quiet. You'd want to make your voice reflect that to sound that way. Maybe it's a part where they're going really, really fast. Maybe they are riding their bike as fast as they can and they're working really, really hard to go down that hill as fast as they can. You want to speed your voice up to match those actions. Okay. One that we've talked about a little bit, probably not quite as much, is adding sound effects. Okay, so this is where you could actually put these in the picture. And so like, bam, whoosh. So we've talked about that a little bit in the beginning of the year. And when we were trying to bring our stories to life in writing. So then as the reader, it sounds really good if you have these words in there, and don't skip over them. If you see these action words in the pictures, to be a reading star, you've got to include those. They're important, right? Those sound effects help the listener to really make a movie in their head of what's happening. Okay. And the last one is very important. If you are reading to somebody, you really want to be able to read loud and clear. Okay, I want them to be able to hear my voice really loud and clear so that they don't miss any parts of that story. Okay, so all of these things, you need to be doing all of these in order to sound like a reading star.